Hi everybody, it's Christina from Pretty Distressed. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about the top coats that I use when I'm sealing furniture that I've painted. So if you've ever struggled trying to pick a top coat or just know the differences between all of them, or if you just want to know some of my favorites, just keep watching. If you are new to my channel, I am a furniture painter and refinisher, and what that means is I'm normally taking things from around my home or things that I find on the cheap or things that I DIY and I make them over into new creations. Please consider subscribing before you leave. I also have an Instagram and a website. I'll put all that info over here around here somewhere so you can check all that out after you watch this video. As always, I'm gonna leave a list to all the products that I talk about today down in that description box. So all the top coats I'm talking about today are something that you use to seal a piece of furniture that you've painted. So these chalk paints or chalk-like paint or furniture paint, whatever they're called, they all essentially do the same thing. The idea is to have a minimal amount of prep so you don't have to strip back the piece completely. You don't have to remove an existing finish. You don't have to put a primer on. You're just gonna be able to clean up the surface a little bit, maybe give it a light sanding, and then just apply your paint. So there are a bunch of different ways that you can seal your paint. You actually don't have to seal it at all, but I pretty much seal everything that I do just to make the finish last a little bit longer. The first top coat I'm gonna talk about is honestly one of my favorites, but I think it's one that people are really scared of, and that's wax. And why wax works so well with chalk paint is because chalk paint or chalk-like paints are really porous, which means they're gonna absorb a lot of that top coat that you put on, and wax just really enhances the color. It deepens it just a little bit more. I love the sheen that wax provides. It's just really matte and really natural. You don't have to worry about brush strokes or it leveling out, anything like that. It's just gonna look beautiful when you put it on. Waxes can come in different colors. This one is just clear, and this is one of my favorites from Jolie. It's pretty new on the market. I use this to refinish my headboard, and what I really like about this one is that it honestly has no odor to it. Some of the waxes can be really strong with odor. So I really enjoy that this one does not have that strong odor to it. Annie Sloan is another one of my favorite waxes, but it does have a really strong odor. It smells like mineral spirits, but it is really soft and really easy to work with. This one is actually the black wax, which I use if I want to deepen a color. Some blacks out there aren't black enough for me, so I like to put a black wax over the entire thing just to really deepen that color. You can always also use it as an accent and stuff, but I'm not gonna be talking about that today. I recently used a gray colored wax from Dixie Belle to seal my nightstands when I did my nightstand makeover, and so this was sealing the piece, but it also was adding that little bump of color just to add to that weathered wood look that I was going for. There's two ways to apply wax. You can either use a wax brush or you can use a lint-free cloth, like an old used t-shirt. I buy these big packs of painter cloths from the hardware store. You just have to look for ones that say lint-free on them. The cure time for wax can be anywhere from 2 weeks to 30 days. Another good thing about wax is that a little bit goes a long way. You don't have to really cake this stuff on. In fact, the thinner of a layer you put on, the better off you are. And if you want more protection, you can always keep adding coats and adding coats. For a size like this 500 milliliter wax can, it's probably gonna last for 2 or 3 quarts of paint, so you can stretch this a long way. This table that I'm sitting at right here is a dining room table, and this was finished with wax, and it's still held up pretty well. I know people are always concerned with, is it waterproof? How does it hold up? Is it gonna scratch? And I find it's very durable. It's not waterproof, but it is water resistant. The next group of sealers I'm gonna talk about are the top coats that I use. These are all water-based, and most of them are acrylic-based, and what that means is that you're not gonna have ambering or yellowing with them. It is a crystal clear finish that's not gonna affect or change the color of your paint. And I know that's really important, especially when you're working with white. One of my favorites that you guys have seen a lot on my channel is the General Finishes brushes, High Performance Flat. You can use this on top of stain, and I've used it on top of chalk paint. I don't think that's necessarily recommended, but I have really liked it on top of cabinets, and I've used it on tabletops, and it's held up really well for me. And I also like that I can use it with stain, so it's pretty versatile that I'm not just using it just with paint, but I can use it with stain as well, whether it's oil-based or water-based. You can see where you're putting it on really well, and the brush strokes are not very noticeable with that as well. And my favorite part is the sheen that it gives is completely flat. This was the top coat that I used in one of my most popular videos, which is my chalk paint for beginners, where I do Java gel stain on top and chalk paint on the apron of a nightstand, and sealed the entire piece in this. So if you haven't seen that yet, I'll link it up above. You can apply this with a brush or a roller or spray it. My favorite way to apply this top coat, which a lot of people are probably not gonna agree with, is just using one of these foam applicator brushes. These are only $1, so that's why I love using them. I find that it makes the brush strokes really even and less noticeable when I'm using this. Another flat top coat that I've been using recently that I really love is the Dixie Belle Clear Coat in flat. This comes in different sheens, so if you want a satin or a higher gloss finish, they do have those options, but I'm a flat girl, so I use the flat. I use this in my bunk bed project, and I also used it on my metallic dresser that I just did. So what I use to apply this top coat is just the premium Dixie Belle chip brush, which is a natural bristle brush, but it's nice and flat, and it's different from just a chip brush that you pick up at the hardware store because it is a little bit thicker and definitely reusable. One of my favorite things about this specific top coat is the self-leveling properties in it. That is really hard to say, which means you don't see any brush strokes after it dries. A great thing about all these water-based top coats is that they're gonna clean up really easily with just soap and water, and you don't have to use a mineral spirit or a paint thinner or anything like that. There are some people that want a really durable, water repellent finish, and for those people, I think this might be something that you can try out. It's Dixie Belle's Gator Hide. It is waterproof. They have a special sponge that you use to apply this. I'm hoping to play with it in the future. I haven't used it yet, but I know this is something that a lot of people look for, so I'm definitely gonna try this out soon and let you guys know what I think about it. I have used other top coats like this. I know Minwax has a polyacrylic top coat that I've used before that I've been happy with, and there are tons of other ones out on the market. Just when you are looking for a top coat to put on top of a furniture paint, just make sure that it says non-yellowing and make sure that it's water-based, because it's just gonna be easier to work with. So the last sealers I wanna talk about are your more natural sealers. So these are some great options for someone who is looking to have a natural top coat that doesn't have chemicals in it. And this one is a new one from Dixie Belle. It's called Big Mama's Butter. They have 3 different kinds of these. It's all gonna provide a clear finish, so there's no color or tint to it, but 2 of them have scents. This one is orange. Oh, I wish I could have you just like smell it over the thing. And it does have like an orange tint to it, but these do dry completely clear. This is the fastest curing product out of any of these. So it's gonna actually cure in 7 days. And they recommend applying this again with that lint-free cloth. You can clean it up with soap and water. This is a good natural alternative to wax. These waxes are gonna have a harder finish than this one. These come in a variety of colors. This only comes in clear. Another natural product that you can use is hemp seed oil. This is a Dixie Belle one, but there are lots of companies that sell hemp seed oil. I know Miss Mustard Seed does, and a lot of the other milk paint companies. And you can just find it, I think, like at your hardware store. What's good about this is that it's food safe. It gives a matte finish. It cures in 21 days. After it cures, it is water resistant. It's gonna work great over the chalk mineral type paints because those are porous surface and they're really gonna absorb this oil. It's especially great for using on really dark colors like black. And both of these products you can use to bring out the luster in wood. So it's nice to have something that has a little bit of duality to it. So there is your overview of all the different sealers and top coats you can use when you're working with a chalk furniture paint. I hope this was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions about these top coats or how I use them, or if you want to see one of these in a more detailed way in one of my upcoming videos, just leave me a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, or give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Thanks for watching this video all the way to the end, and I will see you guys next time.